welcome dance swept me off my feet, moving like a melody, Spanish masterpiece. The way she shook her hips, sang "Boy, you're on her lips, one taste just ain't enough." The way she got near, whispered in my ear, my blood started to rush. Took me by surprise when I looked in her eyes, and she said, "I love you for the night, I love you for the night." Ooh, eres bonita, baby. Be my señorita. Eres bonita, baby. Be my señorita. Beauty like angel falls, couldn't help but want her more, staring all day long. When our bodies touch, it hits me like a drug. Quiero Spanish love. The way she shook her hips, sang "Boy, you're on her lips, one taste just ain't enough." The way she got near, whispered in my ear, my blood started to rush. Took me by surprise when I looked in her eyes, and she said, "I love you for the night, I love you for the night." Ooh,
Hello, and welcome to week 6, I want to say, of the LRS Draft. Guys, it's your boy Gurf back again with another night of Legends Esports action. We got a couple of banger games for you. Unicorns taking on the Lions in game number 1, and then we have Tigers facing off against the Vipers. So a couple of action-packed games. We're just working out a couple of roster situations here, but tonight I'm joined on the desk by none other than Vapist himself. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited for some kick-ass League of Legends. I'm excited to have a kick-ass co-caster with me tonight. What more can I ask for?
I don't know, man. I'm flattered.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this first round that we are going to see. This first game, Unicorns versus Lions. We are just working out some ADC. Seems to be Mia right now for the Lions, so they are working out getting a replacement. But we can take a look at the lineups here, talk a little bit about these players before they get into this game. On the Unicorn side, Stone Kit Kat in the top lane, Jesus as jungle, attacks in mid lane, GKP and Lil Azur down there in the bot lane. But over on the Lions side, Legend X top, Vordaddy jungle, Obatala mid lane, and JB Shimi as support right now. They are looking for a replacement for Jackie Love. So
it's just a dot. That's his name. It's just a dot.
I should just put a question mark. Actually, that'd be better. It's like the unknown Smash character yet to come in. I think that's better. There we go. Boom.
Jesus has a lot of E's in his name.
Yes. So we got to scream Jesus every time he does something nutty. But we've been watching these guys now playing for the past well, 5 weeks, not including tonight because we haven't started it up yet. But it's been a nice resurgence here from the Unicorns the past couple weeks. They are sitting, I believe, at 4-6 right now. So they have come back from a little bit of an early slump there and are doing quite well. I mean, Ataxin at the lead there is pretty nuts. Pretty nuts on some of the champions and the stuff he can pull off.
Yes, absolutely. And it looks like they have found a replacement member, so the draft should be starting fairly shortly. But yeah, these teams two pretty even in the standings, just one win apart. So this will be an important game for either team in terms of playoff seeding as we halfway through the split now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right on that halfway mark. I think Flip Trick was saying that earlier there in the chat that this is exactly the halfway mark. So, I mean, every win here, especially in a smaller league like the LRS Draft, it counts so much in order to get that playoff seeding, in order to see, who you're going to be facing off once we get those brackets going, which, side note, super excited once we get to start to see what the playoffs are going to start looking like across really all our leagues here. But we still got a few weeks left to kind of theorize and see where these teams are going to be going. But I think this is a really good matchup. Lions came into this draft or this league looking really strong. But Unicorns, if they're able to take a win there, I think that actually brings both these teams to 5-6, which would be so good for the Unicorns to get things tied up. But
absolutely,
I think we're getting the ready call now for the draft, which means got to get that draft music going and start to predict what we are going to see or not see. I'm guessing just right off the bat, stuff like Seraphine is just not going to be allowed onto this game, especially on Ataxin. We saw it there week 1, week 2, and he was able to pop off quite a bit with that Seraphine. But we'll see if that does get allowed, because there is a lot of good stuff right now in the current meta on 11.4. A lot of good options we've seen. The scaling Senna come out a lot more frequently. It's just so ridiculous. The fact that it offers so much peel and safety in the early games and then turns into this late game monster. Ugh, yuck. Yuck is all I have to say to that.
I would rather not see that abomination of a champion.
All right.
Do you ever just get like your support locks in Sona and when Seraphine's open, do you just get like mad?
And for if who's up, sorry?
So if you're playing like solo queue, your support locks in Sona when Seraphine's open. Does that just like anger you?
Oh, yes. Especially the fact
like...
that I'd be the support. So that I'd have to do a lot of self reflection there.
Like they made a season 11 version of your champion. There's no reason to pick Sona.
Yeah,
that would be the ultimate flame if someone ever locks in Sona when Seraphine's open.
It's literally I have not seen a Sona in a norms since Seraphine has come out. I mean, she's just a better version every single way. Her ult goes even longer and can get extended on top of that. Her heal is better and her poke is better. I don't know what more you can ask for, but Unicorn's taking away that volley bear from Vordaddy, one of his comfort picks there, so rightfully so, that is going to meet the bench.
Absolutely, and there we go, the Seraphine ban. We will not see that creature on the Rift tonight, I guess, at least in game 1. But next ban looks like it's going to be Elise, so throwing a lot of bans at Vordaddy here. Twitch ban as well. Interesting.
I wonder. I don't believe we might have seen the Twitch come out for GKP at some point, but this is Unicorns clearly just target banning Vordaddy right now, taking away everything that he likes to play.
Yeah. 3 bans thrown at the jungler. Interesting. Okay. Now the Unicorns do have a lot of options in terms of power picks on this patch to go for. The Kaisa is open. She was nerfed, but she's still very strong. The Udyr is open as well. If Cheezus, Kaisa is not open. So if Cheezus plays Udyr, then I would expect them to go straight for the Udyr on B1 here.
Let's see if it is going to be that jungle pickup first. Wow.
And it will be the Udyr.
Damn. Well, I mean, it's definitely the safest of pickups here. I mean, it's a solid jungle. You know, you can kind of tank it up if you do feel like that. But there is a lot of good engage and a lot of good damage. Some really awesome dragon taking potential with the Udyr. I mean, I just kind of summed it up there. Well-rounded. He can do it a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So as a first pick, I think that's definitely safe here for Unicorns.
After some of the item changes to Turbo Chem Tank, it made Udyr very strong. Another champion that benefited from the Chem Tank changes was Skarner. We're seeing a lot of these champions. A few of the champions that have been picked to start to match Udyr have been the likes of Skarner, Dr. Mundo, even Rammus as well. Rammus is actually really strong right now with Chem Tank. So yeah, it's just a Chem Tank, just a Chem Tank gap in the jungle. And then Swain Ezreal coming out here. Okay.
Well, starting to see some bot lanes coming through. As soon as that rel was shown, I think that's a lock-in for the Swain Ezreal. I mean, that is a ton of damage that can be pumped out, especially the fact that we are seeing Swain usually built around that electrocute, around getting that poke off, especially paired with an Ezreal. I mean, that is a lot to be able to deal with. I mean, yeah, you know, you look at Rel, she does offer a lot. She's got so much CC in her kit, but Lions are going to have to play this bot lane super careful, especially now that they've locked in the Kalista.
Yeah, Ezreal has started to emerge a little bit more after the new Essence Revert Duskblade build for him has surfaced. Kalista has seen a little bit of pro play. She is in a fairly decent spot, and it is a good way to bully the Ezreal in the early stages. However, the Lions really need to get ahead in the early game, or they're just going to get outscaled.
I see some bans going on. Excuse me, on over to Ataxa. Vel'Koz taken off there. Another one of his Bursty Mage picks that he is good on, and again answering back with an Echo ban for some reason. I guess might be one of those pocket picks there for Obatala. They don't want to see that either, but definitely know what Vordaddy's playing, and don't think that would have been a jungle Echo target there, as top lane is targeted next. The Gnar is gone. Seems
Yeah, so
go ahead. Yeah.
just looks like we're banning some comfort champions. Obatala's most played is Echo. Although Echo is a fairly strong champion in solo queue, he is usually reserved in competitive as a counter pick. But just to take him off comfort seems like a good idea as well. And the Silas gone as well which would be another comfort champion, I would assume. But we'll see how both teams round out their draft.
Yeah, we got jungles, we got bot lanes right now, so it comes down to what is going to be the counter pick that Lions want to save for the last. Is it their top, or is it their bot? I mean, Obatala's shown up pretty massive in a bunch of these recent games too. Just kind of like the silent killer too. You don't notice him until he's like 7-0. It's like, oh, okay, all right, Obatala, how you doing? But Legend X2, they could go for the counter and top, but just say, screw it, pick up a Yorick for this guy. It looks like answer might be a Cho'Gath. It will be a Cho'Gath to that.
Cho'Gath, yes. Cho'Gath has also resurfaced a little bit. It's really hard to say why. I think he got a small buff recently, but this champion has held a super high win rate in solo queue for a few patches now, and he's even starting to see some competitive play in, I believe, Europe and North America. So Cho'Gath is just kind of is an S tier champion out of nowhere. It's gonna be really, really difficult for Kalista to get through the Cho'Gath in the late game, as Kalista doesn't scale relatively well. So yeah, Lions really need some reliable damage in the mid lane. The Lissandra picked up. I would like to see something like a Victor, so that he can stay relatively safe against the engage and the front line of the Unicorns, while still being able to output damage. But we'll see what he goes with here on R5.
And I'm just looking at these picks here for the Unicorns, and you might be drafting this team. You might be drafting for them. That is actually insane. The Victor comes through as the pick here for Obatala, but it's looking like, you know, Lions want to go and make a couple picks here and there, but Unicorns have so many answers to get out of those situations. I mean,
Absolutely.
Yes, the Skarner ultimate is the big issue there. If he's able to get to that that is, you know, that could be a huge problem for GKP. However, the Ez, if he's got a flash, boom, there's one method of escape. He's always going to have his E at some point. So, I mean, even that, considering that aside, you have so many other champions here on the side of Unicorns that just have the answers to deal with any picks that the Lions want to try and make.
And that's the thing. See, both team compositions are relatively low on damage. Lysandra she offers great setup and engage, but she's not going to be a reliable damage champion like a Zoe or a Syndra. Whereas the Ezreal damage is pretty reliable. However, when you have two compositions like this that have relatively big front lines and low damage, the team with the bigger front line should just end up winning if the game goes long enough, and that would be with the Unicorns, obviously with the Cho'Gath, which is going to at one point get 3, even 4,000 HP. And he will just kind of be unkillable in these fights here.
I want to know the biggest Cho'Gath you've ever seen, Vapist, in terms of health. Because when you yeah.
I mean, I've seen those videos online where they just go into like a custom game and then they give the Cho'Gath get the Cho'Gath like 10,000 health, so he takes up the whole screen. But in a real game, I don't know, probably 6,000 to 7,000 in a really long game. But he can get pretty tanky pretty quickly.
Absolutely. The fact that he's got all those jungle camps available to him if he wants to go and just passively stack along the side. But I mean, that is going to create a massive wall that I don't know how the Lions get through, especially the fact that, Cho and Ezreal are going to be scaling up. You have the wall that just keeps getting bigger and the damage coming from behind it only getting more powerful. So what are the Lions going to do to crack through this pretty kick-ass defense that the Unicorns seem to have here?
They need to get really, really ahead really early. They need to play through bot lane. The Kalista Rell is a pretty good combo. They can set up a lot of engages, but they need to snowball, and they need to snowball fast. If they fall behind in even the slightest, they're going to have a really, really difficult time cutting through the front line and therefore winning the game. So we'll have to see how it plays out.
Absolutely. But let's see if we can put some tokens on this too and see what the people at home think as well too, because I'm gonna pop those predictions open right now. Teams are locked in. Vapist, heard you saying the Unicorns earlier. Are you still sticking with the Unicorns? I'm
gonna have to go with the Unicorns. I just think the difference in the draft is heavily on their favor.
I mean, this is not to say that the Lions don't have a good team here. Like, that's a solid team that they put together. Skarner, York for incredible lockdown. The Victor with the massive damage that comes through the mid-late game. And of course, like you said, Kalista Rell can do a lot of stuff. That Rell, essentially, she's a bunch of champions kind of blended together, with her E is basically an Aurelia stun, right? She's got her jump engage, she's got her throwback when she jumps back on that horse. So it's a really good champion, and they have a good comp, but I think the Unicorns just have that better comp. They have the answers to deal with what the Lions have here, and it is going to be so incredibly hard. So they need to find a lot of gold and a lot of tempo early on in this game, or else this scaling, just looking at it right here, there is such a slim chance to overcome that, but it's not impossible. Oh boy. But I mean, Kalista is, he kind of has that reputation as a tank shredder. If Lions can keep that Kalista safe, I mean, there is that chance that, as the Cho'Gath walks up and forms that front line, that his health bar disappears very, very quickly, much more faster than they would anticipate. So I think you're right, mid-early game, especially when Kalista starts to get those first couple of items, and right before that scaling comes through for Stone Kit Kat and GKP. That's kind of their window to nail it, but they got to get the snowball rolling early.
Absolutely, yeah. If this game goes past the 25-26 minute mark for the Lions, it's going to be very difficult for them to, even if they have a small goal advantage, it's going to be very difficult for them to kill the enemy team. So we'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm thinking before we get to break, just in terms of what Drakes we'll see too, right? If say it happened to be a Mountain Drake on this game, Unicorns would so be about getting that, but I think really any of them would be benefiting from that. So I would hope to see the Lions maybe going for these early Drakes, hopefully getting them those extra early little game buffs that I've seen personally on stream, people walking away with 10 health, and I'm like, that's the difference of Infernal Drake or dying with just a sliver of health. It's like that's the difference of having that early Ocean Drake. So we'll have to see how this one unfolds, but we are going to take a quick break, guys. When we get back here, we'll be hopping onto the Rift with game number 1. Unicorns taking on the Lions. Make sure to keep getting those predictions in, because we want to know who you guys think is going to take this one, if the Unicorns are going to tie it to 5 and 6, or if the Lions are going to take another one from them. Let's see it when we all come back, but we'll be back soon.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. The night is young and I think this could go far. The sky is dark but you're my shooting star. Could see your face reflect upon the moon. It was a pretty summer night in June. And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies.
Hello, and welcome back to week 6 of the LRS Draft. We got our first game of the night about to start here. Unicorns taking on the Lions, and might see a little shenanigans here from the Lions. There's a lot of pings towards that bot lane right now.
Yeah, it looks like they are looking for a bot side invade.
Let's see them. They're circling around here. It's very standard here, hugging this wall, but don't know if they're gonna get spotted out. Let's check this vision. Little Zora just in that tri-bush. He's waiting. So nice 5-point defense here from, oh no, from the
And they
side.
are going to be spotted.
They are gonna get spotted out there. They're just gonna drop a ward and back on out. But I'm sure now we'll get to see a standard start, as I think that's what you're talking about. Trying to go for that early snowball, but unfortunately not gonna be able to find anybody off of that.
Yeah, good defense there. Pretty obvious to spot, I guess. They have a pretty strong level 1, so they anticipated that.
And I'm wondering if, yeah, the Rel did start the W as well too, which is pretty standard, but that would have been a great catch potential there to kind of initiate things. As now we see junglers go on back to their buffs, and I'm wondering if this is gonna be the quiet early game, or if it's going to be that action-packed thing that we're kind of expecting here from the Lions. But I'm not too sure, because looking at that main point of engage is going to be coming from the Impale off of Vordaddy. So I think once the number, or once the level 6s start to pop up, we're going to see it kind of turn into a bit of a fiesta, but that's what we love. That's what we love to see. It always makes for a great cast. But yeah, pretty standard stuff here in the early game. Nice little trade actually coming out.
Ooh,
The electrocute proc. Yeah, that's what we're talking about in this draft. That's early swing damage. Pretty ridiculous.
And that is not how you want to start off a Kalista lane, being half HP before you can hit level 2. But we'll see if they're able to recover and maybe get off a level 2 engage here.
Absolutely, we're gonna have to watch those levels very closely because it does mean a lot more damage. Awesome's Emma Vibes actually gonna be ignited up there. Hera is still throwing those autos out, but he's getting really low. GKP does not care. He flashes in. The Mystic Shot is not going to hit, and he's caught by these minion waves. Oh, no, but oh,
got him.
The last Q will land, and yeah, he just able to snag that one there. First blood here for the Unicorns.
And that is really, really bad considering you picked the aggressive bot lane into the one that can scale better. Yeah, this is not a good start for the Lions for sure. Having your aggressive champion fall in an early 2v2, but well played to this side of the Unicorns to punish the Rel going in a little bit too deep, a little bit too far away from her Kalista. So,
just want to point out the fact that GKP now owns a Sheen. This already early poke that was coming out of the Unicorns bot lane has just increased significant amount. The fact that we're only at 3.5 minutes and he's got this item on him, that's massive for this Ezreal.
Absolutely, yeah. The Sheen gonna give him a ton of damage, especially it's not even 4 minutes and he has a Sheen, so he's gonna be doing a lot of damage even from the early game, which is a not a great start for the bot lane of the Lions.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Lil Azur there. That just a heads up play there. Use the W from the Swain to stop that back from Emma Vibes. So it's delayed it now. Rel's all the way back, and this Dragon's on the map in 50 seconds. Right, start to see some a little bit of fighting over the vision control here. But Cheese is actually walking around. He's gonna get spotted on that ward. Vordaddy is around the corner along with his mid laner Obatala, but nothing's gonna happen there. Still very early on, but this Dragon is up in 35 seconds. Para, again, stepping up quite a bit. He's going to get caught by that. Swain is forced to use the flash, and GKP immediately stepping up. This Kalista has to stay right back away from this wave now. There's no way they can step up safely.
Absolutely, and this is a disaster for the Lions bot lane. They need to make something happen, and they need to make it happen fast. Looks like Daddy is on the bot side of the map. They are crashing a wave into the tower, so maybe he will look for some kind of gank attempt here.
Possibly looking towards that. I mean, does have some good CS numbers, but in goes Emma Vibes, looking to jump onto GKP. Lil Azur taking a couple tower shots, but it's the kill. Goes down, a trade for trade of supports. GKP gonna find a kill as well too, but Vordaddy is the last one surviving. 2 for 2 on the map, and what a bloodbath in that bot lane.
Yeah, 2 for 2, better than I guess dying for free and getting nothing. The wave is in a pretty good spot for the Lions bot lane. They can look for a freeze when they come back to lane, so maybe they can try to force another play onto the bot side now that both the agency and support on the side of the Unicorns are both missing their flashes. But Legend actually able to get a cheater recall up there in the first few minutes, so good on him. But it looks like Stone Kid Cat was able to back as well and spend a little bit of the gold.
Yep, get already on the show, getting that extra little bit of health, and oh no, Paracot again, the electrocute comes out, and again, a quarter of his health chunked, gone, just like that. Some trading going on in the mid lane right now. Ataxin and Obatala both very low on mana. So they're just going to do a little howdy-do, probably go for a reset very soon.
And they're just being completely zoned away. The Kalista is too far behind.
Yeah, this is... And you know what?
The pace can stop too.
Out of the Unicorns bot lane, this is not something that I have seen this aggressive so far, but it's a refreshing change to see that, you know, most times when we talk about the Unicorns, we're focusing there on Ataxin, but the fact that we see the other laners being more proactive over this split has just really shown a lot of growth here, but I'm loving the aggressiveness that's coming out of this bot lane from Lil Azur and GKP.
That's going to be an early dragon take for the side of the Unicorns, which is going to be really, really good. Allow them to scale even faster and even harder into the mid to late game.
remember when we said that, you know, we want to see Lions looking for those early objectives or looking to try and get a snowball rolling. Well, right now, even though the gold lead is only by 200, we know that gold is down on the Ezreal, the scaling champion himself. So this is super ideal here for Unicorns, and we're going to need to see something coming out of Lions to respond to, or else this snowball that the Unicorns are building themselves up is just going to get out of control.
Absolutely, and it may be only a 200 gold lead, but the fact that the Lions are not, well, dominating on the bot side of the map is just a worrying trend in itself. Kalista is probably the most useless ADC in the game from behind. She doesn't have super high damage ratios like Ezreal's Q, for example. She doesn't really have a way to get back in the game. She needs to snowball in the early game, and the fact that she is not is a worrying trend.
And look what is happening down the bot side. Lots of numbers rotating down here. Unicorn's jungler has been roaming around here too. They do see the Lissandra floating on back to the mid lane, but now the numbers are switched. There are 4 members of the Lions down here, and even though they think they're safe, Swain goes for the catch, but Little Azur is going to be just jumped on by 4 members. Support's picked off there by Obatala, and a kill for the Lions.
Yeah, a good play for the Lions to get themselves back in the game a little bit here. Obatala going to have a slight lead for himself, so we'll see what he is able to do with it.
Yeah, definitely going to be nice. You know, it's always good when you make the roam and it's actually made worth for you. But right now, the TP's actually coming from attacks, and there's the True Shot Barrage onto Emma Vibes. Shield's coming down from the well, but there's the Ignite as well too. Ataxin is taking a lot of this damage, a lot of those spears in him, but is he going to be able to live for just a little bit longer? He will not get rendered. The TP is actually canned up in the top lane, and that will be the Impale used there. Ataxin just a little bit of health left for Daddy. Is gonna have to try and chase this one down, but 3 members of Unicorns here surrounding him. Those Mystic Shots getting blocked off by those minions. A Little Azur is here, not gonna be able to lock him down, but enough burst to shut down the Skarner. And my god, it was just that. Those are the tilters. That Lissandra with just a sliver of health. They're not gonna be able to find it.
Just the sliver of health as well. Unicorns winning the trades on both sides of winning the fights on both sides of the map.
The TP
It's not a good
cancel.
thing
Oh
for the Lions.
no, they canceled the TP too. They made sure Yorick wasn't there to turn the numbers around. It looks like Emma Vibes actually wants to go back in on the engage. GKP is a little low, but Little Azur has his Ignite back up. He's gonna pop his ultimate as well. TP again from the side of Unicorns. And that will be the flash from Kalista and a dead support on the side of the Lions. Unicorns are rolling away with this lead. Now 3K up at 10 minutes. What do you do? What do you do as the Lions right now? You don't have an objective up for a minute 50. Yes, you do have Herald on the map right now, but they are bleeding out, and I don't know what you do to patch this up.
Well, if you're the bot lane, you pray that Victor can carry you. Because clearly, as we just saw, they are not in any position to fight at the moment.
No, those 5v5s or any numbers, any even number fights are going to the side of Unicorns, and we just see, you know, GKP getting bigger and bigger. He's got his whole Essence Reaver now. He's got his tier 2 boots. And even Azanya's on Lil Azur's Swain. So there's just so much damage and answers to what the Lions want to try. And there's just nothing that the Lions can do right now. So I'm hoping maybe we do see the big Victor come through and start to light it up as he gets scaling. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, he's got a lot of weight on his shoulders if he's going to get his team through this one. Item advantages in every lane. Swain has a full item 11 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
On a support, and the entire Lions team doesn't have one themselves. So it's scary. It's it's looking a little doomed for the Lions.
Little rough here for sure. You see Cheeses already setting up for this next Dragon Mountain going to be up on the map next. Vordaddy picking up the scuttles there around the Herald, but I don't think they're going to be going for that. It's I don't see why they don't right now, because you know this Dragon's going to be up. You know the Unicorns have had all this time to kind of ward out here, take control. Why not just go for Herald and look to maybe trade some plates, look to maybe get a little something on the other side of the map. while that dragon's going down. But no, he's just going to go for the back, and this is going to be another free dragon picked up here for the Unicorns.
Yeah, and if this is an Ocean Soul as well, then this is going to be a very bad situation for the Lions. And it looks like, oh no, it is Cloud Soul. Okay, it could have been worse. It could have been worse, sure. But hopefully the Lions can try to get a little bit more farm on their victory, push out waves instead of maybe contesting for these Drakes. Try to get back in the game with maybe an Elder Steel or something of that nature. Because if they fight now, they are definitely not going to win.
No, this is looking extremely scary for the side of Lions right now. So I think best I can really hope for is turtle in and buckle up for the long ride, because this is the next 5 or 10, even 10 minutes could be extremely dangerous until you start getting your full items, and still some of these builds start to come out, and of course we start to see some pairing of ultimates here. But there's no way. You are going to need numbers right now. Lions definitely need numbers to take on the Unicorns, so that is going to take some heads-up plays. So fighting for vision and heads-up plays on where those rotations are coming out to is what they need to be on top of, as at least Legend X here, at least we see, that he's been able to get some pushing going, some aggression going, and a couple turret plates actually for himself too.
Yeah, he's been doing okay. Staying even in terms of CS, mid lane staying even as well. Just the big disparity for the Lions is in the bot lane. So if I was Fort Daddy, I would try to focus my attention on the mid and top lane, see if you can find a source of light for the side of the Lions here. Because as of now, it looks like they might be going back into their den.
Yeah, but right now though, we're watching Fort Daddy. He's stealing away the Raptors, but at this point in time, that Herald was up for the past 2.5 minutes, and this just allows not only Unicorns to go and take that Herald, but Cho to get a nice big fat stack under his belt as well too. He's currently sitting at 4, and that is purely from minions and monsters, so he's got lots of room for champions still left in his belly, but 4 stacks in 14 minutes, definitely respectable so far, and that tankiness is going to be coming through, I think, a little sooner than the Lions have expected, as Shelly's now getting spawned here in the mid lane. We do have a fight breaking out. Swain trying to lock these members down. He is going to go golden with the Zhonya's and flash on out. Shelly's able to pick up that first tower of the game. Emma Vibes back in this one too, looking to get some engage off of that. Rel Cheese is still in this back line. You're going to have to back it up a little bit as everybody just disengaged. True Barrage comes through to kind of divide the line there, say, hey, this is where everybody backs off. And everyone's going to, well, back on off.
Yeah, and as you mentioned with the Herald, they could have very easily traded that. Although it's a second Herald, it's not too valuable. However, it's better to get something than to get nothing. But the Unicorns are just kind of playing passive, and eventually they're just gonna roll over. I'm gonna attempt there from Vord Daddy to try to pick off the Swain, get one of those shutdowns, but unfortunately doesn't find it there. But he's hammering on this tower. I never understood Yorick. I just, like, every time I play against this champion, I just feed, because I don't who plays Yorick? You know what I mean? What does this champion do?
I don't even know. You know what? I feel it on a personal level, because I have personally gotten my ass kicked by a Yorick more times than I thought possible, but yeah, it's because he's so confusing. I think it's that reason that Yorick players have that edge, because no one knows what the hell's going on with this champion. But yeah, it kind of boils down to, I throw my souls on you, and if we did see the Conqueror from Legend, that does stack up really, really fast. But goes for the Grasp instead, obviously looking to tank up a little bit more. Still an absolute annoyance when it comes to these team fights. So we'll have to see how the Yorick plays into these 5v5 fights. But, Stone Kit actually he's gonna eat it. Yeah.
That poor Maiden.
He's hungry.
And the thing is, with the top lane matchup as well, Cho'Gath heals for actually a significant amount every time he kills a minion. And that would also include Yorick's Ghoul. So it's just kind of more free sustain for the Cho'Gath, able to survive through the lane phase. Flash forward.
GKP with the two-shot barrage. It looks like Skarner's on the backside of this. Lord Daddy is coming through with the Impale on Ezreal. He is able to find him. Stone Kit Kat is down with the TP, but the Little Azure able to pick up that kill. Look how much damage the Unicorns are pumping out. Lions are dropping like flies double kill picked up for GKP. 4 for 0 overall for the Unicorns. And with another Dragon on the map in 5 seconds, they're going to go and help themselves a soul point. What an amazing show of damage from the Unicorns.
Yeah, good turn by the Unicorn. Good play from GKP BMY to chunk up the Callista before the fight even started. The engage from the Lions was completely disjointed. The Rel ult comes out when the fight is already basically over. And yeah, they are just way too behind at this point to take on a 5v5 like that.
Seems like it's a little bit of a slow burn here as Unicorns up. I mean, you look at that. 8K gold. Is that math? That's math. Nope, 6K gold. That's math.
Well, it might as well
gold.
be 8K.
I mean,
it might as well be 8K. There's not much the Lions can do anyways to get back in this game. And the Unicorns know they don't really have to do anything or have to force these fights super hard. They're okay to just scale and make sure they definitely have the win. But they are more than willing to punish mistakes like that when they caught the Callista. So
absolutely. I'm just, thinking, what would it take for them to come back? Maybe a miracle pick or two. But, I mean, that's exactly what the Unicorns are doing right now is over the wall goes Jesus. Legend X just getting jumped on. He's going to get taken out by Stone Kit Kat. Another kill going on over to the Unicorns. This is a thrashing, Vapus.
it is a thrashing. I don't know if Udyr really needed to flash.
Probably not.
But does it anyways. Who knows what the ways of the cheeses are, but gonna just add some insult to injury there.
Yeah, I think, kill secured there. That just ensuring that. I mean, Yorick really didn't have anywhere to go after that. They could have pinched him off just enough, but I mean, yes, he did have the flash up, so I guess they were just covering all their bases that they possibly could. But we're only about 45 seconds away here from that 20-minute mark from our mid-game here. And, we're seeing an Ezreal with 2 full items already. This is where we might see him on average in another 5, even like 7-8 minutes before he hits that 3rd item. So this Ezreal is extremely strong right now. And that late game poke that we're usually seeing, we're going to be seeing it way sooner than anticipated. So.
Absolutely. And on the other side of the bot lane there, Paragon opting for the Kraken Slayer, which not an item you usually see on the Callista, given that Callista is a champion that wants to kite back, really benefits from the lifesteal and the shield passive of the shield bow. Also, interrupting your builds when you're already this far behind to build healing cut is a bit of a terrible idea. It just makes you be even more useless and fall off even faster. So now it's going to take even longer to get to your next completed item. So interesting choice of builds by Paragon there.
Yeah, that's especially when you're behind too. You're going to be not in the most ideal of situations here. So hopefully they can, try for something with that Callista R. But I think in most cases here it's going to be used as defensive mechanisms because right now, yeah, the Unicorns were doing some really good peeling and back and forth poke in that early game. But right now, they can really just initiate these fights and wipe the floor with the Lions, as we saw there in that bot fight where, initially it looked like Lions had the edge there, had the advantage in that fight going in, but Unicorns just able to turn things around so fast as they're going to start up this Baron right now. And I don't know about this, as Ataxin on the backside of this pit, forcing off these members of the Unicorns, could potentially be the flash over the wall from Poor Daddy. He's got it up. But let's see. Baron down under 3,000 health right now. It's getting quite low. Poor Daddy sitting there, but it will be secured, jumped up by Stone Kit Kat there. And saw someone from Lions come on over, but quickly head back over to the other side. Baron picked up for the Unicorns, and this is just, I think it's a countdown at this point here, Vapus. This is not good.
Yeah, it is pretty hard to outsmite Cho'Gath. He does a little bit of damage to monsters in the range of 12 to 1300 at this point. And Skarner, you know what? Props for trying to steal. Unfortunately, he flashed into the wall. I don't know if it would have made a huge difference, but as it's really hard to outsmite the Cho'Gath, but at least he tried.
And you know what? You gotta, at this point, you're looking for those desperate plays because not very far to go. Bordaddy getting jumped on very fast, and you see his health bar just disappears. GKP on a rampage now as Unicorns marching down this mid lane, about to take down this tier 2 tower, and only 3 members. There's about to be a 4th of the lines coming through. True Shot Barrage rips through, only gonna hit Emma Vibes, and everybody backs on off as this Soul is up on the map here. And that's where Unicorns have decided to shift some of their focus, as the rest continuing with that Baron buff, pushing in on this tower, along with the cannon minion as well too. They're doing quite well to just hold this line, hold this cannon alive, and that turret will eventually go down as well. The Soul is picked up here. Unicorns are just absolutely crushing this game.
Yeah, and Cloud Soul, 22-minute Cloud Soul, just to propel themselves even more in the lead. I don't know what's. I think for the Lions to win this game, the Unicorns, all of their power is going to have to go out collectively at the same time for about 20 minutes, and then maybe they can win. But it seems pretty doomed.
14 kills to 3, 4 towers to 0, a Soul in the possession of the Unicorns, and as well as that 8.5k gold lead that they're sitting on. I mean, you know, especially the fact that they have scaling champions too. I don't know what way or what window you look for to try and come back in this. Yeah, we've seen a couple of Desperado plays come through. The attempted, you know, go at that Baron there, and I don't know, maybe it does come down to an Elder Seal, and maybe that's where we see the damage come through for the side of the Lions, but I just don't know when we're seeing this much of a disparity in damage and items and gold, and oh my goodness, Obatala takes so much damage. True Shot Barrage comes out, just gonna be a little bit wide there as numbers being sent towards the top lane too. All lanes currently under siege by the Unicorns, and you know what? They're able to send their numbers to do that. They're able to kind of spread themselves out because all of them are super strong at this point.
Yeah, they're just gonna keep sieging, kind of.
Oh, and Pale down onto Little Azure. They're just gonna wipe them out. I mean, you take what you can get, and
You take what you can get.
why not? That's one pick there. That's a little bit of gold there. But still, the siege is continuing, but that does slow it down a little bit here for the Lions. They can start to maybe look for some control back into this game, but still, all the vision in this jungle being controlled by the Unicorns. See Jesus jumping on to Obatala. This Victor's going to get quite low. He's going to at least be able to soak up a little bit of that damage with the shield. But up in the top lane, Attacks is going to have to pop his ult. Jesus is up here, but luckily Hera is there to save his rel, pulls Emma out with the ultimate, but meanwhile in the bot lane, that will be that tier 2 tower getting dropped down. And again, Unicorns all over the map right now. They are picking up gold left, right, and center, and this Elder's up in 3 minutes, Baron up in 1:40. I don't know how or where the Lions are going to find a window to maybe crack into this, because the Unicorns have done such an excellent job of boxing every single member of the Lions out in all these fights.
Yeah, a couple of blunders by the Unicorns there. The Swain getting caught and dying, and the Sandra getting caught,
Also,
but the gold advantage almost 10,000. Those small blunders are pretty negligible considering how ahead they are.
Now it's almost like the quiet before the storm, Vapus. The teams have reset. Everyone's backed right now. We don't have anybody meeting each other, but we see the vision is going through, and Jesus taking away those Skarner. What do you call them? Skarner totems?
Spires.
We'll call them Spires. Okay.
The totem is the ward, bro.
True. The totem is the bear warrior or the phoenix warrior.
No, it's the ward.
That's more D&D for my D&D fans out there.
Yeah, that's why I didn't understand it.
But I mean, Cloud's or not Cloud? No, that's an Elder. 2 minutes away now. Baron in 30 seconds. We're starting to see numbers kind of clump over towards this Baron, and a lot of numbers of the Unicorns. Maybe not in the best spot there. Taxon taking a chunk of damage. His Lions coming through as well too, sweeping out this vision. trying to get some semblance of control, and they will find Little Azure once again with that impale. Legend X is going to pick up the 300 gold off of that, but Vordaddy apparently does not like swains in his game. He has used that impale twice, but this does take out quite a bit of damage and CC here from the side of the Unicorns.
Anyway.
Yep, True Shot Barrage coming through. A lot of CC, a lot of bodies here clumped up in this little choke point in the river, but that will be the Rel coming back to the Callista, thrown out to safety. Stone Kit Kat being the absolute stone wall in front of this fight here for the Unicorns, but Lions not going to give up without putting in a fight. A lot of their members low, though, so they're going to have to back on off. GKP going in maybe a little too far, but Ataxin able to pick off this Rel, who does the same. Just a matter of damage. One has another method of escape, but once that Rel's in, there's nowhere for her to go. As, oh no, Obatala.
Oh no.
Just gets yelled at very, very loudly by the Cho. He's picked off. Baron's up right now. Elder's going to be up in 45. Unicorns have whatever options they want. They have the absolute world right now.
Cho'Gath is a big boy, isn't he?
Yep. Nine
He's about
stacks.
like 6 or 7 Ezreals, but Little Azure getting caught out a couple of times back to back, but thankfully they are quite ahead, so it doesn't mean too much. And they will just pick up the Baron here and advance their gold lead to almost 10,000 with Elder spawning in the next minute.
Yeah, this is just kind of Unicorns putting the cherry on top right now. They've got themselves that purple buff. Yes, Elder's up in 5 seconds, but there are numbers coming right now from the side of Unicorns. I don't know if the Lions are going to be able to contest this one without a fight or some miracle pick right now, as now we got bodies roaming around. Emma Vibes floating in the bush right there, but Little Azure here to ward things out. Stone Kit Kat again being the front line of all front lines. Look how massive that Cho is with 9 stacks, almost 5k health.
Almost 5k.
As now we see this Elder getting started up. Numbers starting to rotate around. Para on the backside here. Obatala getting chased down, but the fight is in the main of this Dragon Pit. Look at the Unicorn shredding through. Little Azir going Golden Legend going to get taken out. Double kill for Stone Kit Kat is, Para going to be pulled back in. Attacks in there for the final blow, and now it's only Obatala left on this map. Unicorns are going to secure this Elder and close out this game. This is such a different team than what I remember seeing in week 1. They have grown so significantly and are being proactive across the map. This is just awesome stuff to see.
Yeah, definitely an improvement from the start of the season. Gonna give them a little bit of flack for not ending the game. If they commit all 5 members, they could have very likely just ended there, but they choose the safe route. I mean, they're so far ahead. You need a miracle for the Lions to come back in this game. So, yeah, definitely could have ended it a little sooner.
I definitely agree. We did see a couple blunders come out here and there. I think, even though Little Azure was picked up a couple times by Vordaddy, I don't think it was the biggest of losses there to the side of the Unicorns, especially with that Ezreal and that Cho'Gath, who are kind of the main focal points of this game. But I mean, this is just, you see the numbers from the side of the Unicorns. If you're looking down at your mini map, they're all heading towards that top lane, and this is looking like it's about to be the final push here. Is 4 members right now, about to be 5, as Stone Kit Kat not quite there yet, are going to be jumping on this top inhibitor turret. Turret is gone, inhibitor is about to be gone, and this is the final march on into the Nexus Towers. All the members of the Unicorns are here. They've got so much damage, they've got so much tankiness. This is the Unicorns running a clinic right now as they start their final push into the base of the Lions. Let's see this one go out. Emma Vibes looking for a pick there, but that will be the Rel ult locking down a few members of the Unicorns. But look at the damage coming out. They're just blowing them up with the Elder Dragon buff. All the Lissandra totems going on in to melt away these members of the Lions in their own fountain. Stone Kit Kat still being the stone wall there. Oh my god. He chomps him down. This has just been an absolute bloodbath put on here by the Unicorns. Nexus is going down, looking to maybe take out Vordaddy to end things off, but Minions are here as well too, and that's going to be GG.
Very clean game from the Lions for the most part. They had their early game win con did not work out. They fell behind in the 2v2 very early. So the Lions unfortunately will not find the W on that one.
No, and that does push both these teams to 5 and 6 at this point. So they are going to be tied up in the standings after this game. They do have a game 2 to play tonight, so we'll have to see where these teams line up after tonight in terms of standings. But that is a big win for the Unicorns to find, especially over such a team like the Lions, who have been so dominant in these early weeks. You might. I wouldn't say this was the main issue there, but I mean the bot lane unfortunately did not find their win con. It turned from we're gonna be a poke lane on the side of the Unicorns to okay, the Lions are walking up way too much. We can punish this. We can poke away all we want, and now we get them down to a point where we can just jump on them whenever they walk back into our lane. It was just really awesome proactiveness out of GKP and Little Azure, so I really want to commend them on that. And you can just see the Ezreal damage is just nuts.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're a poke lane, if the enemy just wants to run into you for no reason, then you may as well be a kill lane at that point. But just like to mention, don't know if this is maybe the right place to theory craft builds on Callista, but not to Kraken Bork into Runins, not something I've seen before. But yeah, clean game from the Lions. Balling got super ahead early, and then it was very hard for the Lions to really capitalize on anything else on the map.
Absolutely. Just a great game from the Unicorns, but we are going to head to break right now, guys. But before we do that, we're going to open up the player of the game poll. So make sure you vote on who you think deserves player of the game. But GG's to both their teams. Really clean game come out of Unicorns, and really great to see the growth that they've made so far this split. But we will see you guys after the break for game number 2. Tigers faces the Vipers. See you very soon.
With you.
Sounds good.
Hello, and welcome back to week 6 of the LRS Draft. We got our first player of the game right up here on the screen. GKP on that Ezreal going 6, 1, and 11. But honestly, great game from the Unicorns. Awesome to see their growth as a team and making proactive plays across the map. But not much more I could say. That was just really just a proof of strength here at the Unicorns, you know, at that halfway point through the split, showing us that they can come through pretty huge in these games and be pretty damn clutch across the board. So that was awesome to watch. But GG's to both our teams. We are just getting ready to hop into draft for game number 2. We got the Tigers taking on the Vipers. This one's going to be very spicy to watch. I'm excited for this, but let's flip it on over to see who's playing in this one right here. Up in the top lane for the Tigers, Dallas. In the jungle, Rouge Ronin, my apologies. Darwin Theory in the mid lane, and Caramel and G-Dazik in the bot side. Over on the Vipers, Rover Eye in the top lane, Karthik, 002 in the jungle, Benji in the mid lane, and Monito Soul along with Awesome Sheep in the bot side. Lots of great players here, lots of great guys. We are going to see Karthik now on the Vipers, which I am very excited about. This player, honestly, has shown a lot of heart in the past couple splits that we've seen him. He can show up pretty huge, but to see him on a squad such as the Vipers is very exciting stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he meshes in with his new team. But Tigers obviously have been very strong. Their jungle, Rouge Ronin, is definitely someone to look out for. Very aggressive coming out of the jungle and does not like to share. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, it reminds me of another certain someone that I will not name. I believe Vipers and Tigers both near the top of the standings, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe the Vipers were 7-2 last I checked. The Tigers right now are 4-5. Just have to recalibrate a couple things there in terms of games, but yeah, Vipers have been looking extremely good so far. I'm just gonna see if I can pull up their standings there from week 5. I'm not too sure if they won their earlier game tonight, but they were 7-2 coming into week 6, so they are looking hella good right now. But just checking on this is 1 sec. Ben, are you? Question mark. Just checking to see if I need to make any more name changes on the stream here. Okay. I got you. Okay, so it is Darwin Theory, just under a different name of Benjamin Flowers tonight. So we will
bring up the flowers tonight, I guess.
Yep, I'll get to see it, but we'll let the players know that we are ready to go. We'll start to see this pick band coming through very soon. But let's start theory crafting what we're gonna see and not see this game.
Hopefully, we don't see Seraphine.
That, you know what, probably not going to happen again. This champ has such a high ban rate against her. Honestly, I don't think I've seen her in probably 2-3 weeks, except for the exception of, I want to say it was the LAS last night. It slipped through for one of these teams, and still pretty nasty what that champ can do, depending on how you build it. But let's take a look back at what we have seen out of Tigers. We got to see that Camille up in the top lane for Dallas. The Hecarim for Rouge Ronin is definitely one of the big ones there for them. But over on the side of the Vipers, I don't believe we've actually got to see them since week. Has it been really this long since we got to see them? It has been a minute since the Vipers have been on stream. Going back to week 3, which we last saw them, was Rover Eye on that Kled. Another big champ up in that top lane. He went 7-0-9 that night, so definitely plays into the style that the Vipers are accustomed to, which is in-your-face aggressiveness. We are going to be there much faster than you anticipate, and they do that with speed boosts like the Kled ult.
Absolutely. Just another season of League, another season of getting mobility checked.
Oh,
If your champion doesn't have speed or a dash, it's probably useless, unless it's Seraphine. But even then, she does have speed. So
yeah, and that's
and
that's funny you mention that, because the movement speed diff is actually pretty nuts. We saw it a little bit in that last game on the Udyr, how fast he was able to kind of mobilize himself around the jungle, especially with the cloud map. This guy was zooming through the jungle, bear slapping his way across enemy territory. So we'll see if something like that comes out. But Tigers with the first bans coming up here, and I'm expecting to see some stuff targeted against Roverai in that top lane, but let's see what they got.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they ban out. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Camille ban. That champion is definitely held a lot of prowess in all levels of play. But we're going to see the Annie come out first. I believe BNG is a bit of an Annie one trick, so getting him off comfort, never a bad idea.
His not the emote, but his icon there is an Annie, so that is very fair to assume that that one is going to be gone. But we do see the Seraphine gone once more, and Victor will also be joining the bans from Tigers.
Yep, 2 mid lane bans thrown at BNG, and the Seraphine taken off the table. My wishes come true. No Seraphine tonight.
No,
not the,
like the
not the most
100%
fun thing
pick
to
ban.
watch or play against or play,
Fun. It's, you know what? It can be a little fun to play when you're on Spicy or Sona, but
That's true.
That is why we are not seeing it in any of our games. Viper's gonna have to ban out something like now. Maybe they're having a little bit delay on their end, or we're having delay.
Thinking really hard about this second ban.
Smoke flying out of you know what? Snakes don't have ears, so I don't know where the smoke would be flying out of. Yeah, Viper's late as heck on that one there. So that's little leg issue there on the side of Penta, which, you know what, I've experienced that as well too, where we're just kind of waiting there. It's like
oh, what's going on?
Oh no. But we're all good. Hecarim is going to be taken away from Rouge Ronin there. So, yeah, that's at least, you know, we're keeping up those that communication there in the all chat. But like you said, Camille is next to go. That will be taken away from both. Both Dallas and Roverai can play that champion, but I guess they just don't want to see it on the board, which means Tigers probably not going for that top pick first. We'll probably see something else there picked up as the B1 for Tigers.
Yeah, we'll see what the Vipers go to on their last ban here. Wouldn't be surprised if they banned out either the Udyr or the Kai'Sa, as both champions have been very popular as a B1 choice. And the Quinn is going to be taken off the table. Okay, interesting ban on the Quinn. Quinn is one of those champions that is only really viable as a counter pick. And no surprise, the Tiger is going to pick up the Udyr.
We were name dropping Udyr earlier on, but it's again a first pick Udyr in this game as well too, just as was in the last. You know, we covered all the bases in the last game there, but all around safe early pick. He's a strong jungler right now, but Vipers, seeing that Juanito's safety pick is up, are gonna go for that Jhin. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, not too bad of a blind pick. Jhin does well into most matchups. Now the Kai'Sa is open for the side of the Tigers, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them pick that up. I really would have preferred to see an Udyr ban instead of a Quinn ban. And just, if they're worried about Quinn, maybe just not pick a champion that Quinn can exploit. But now the Tigers can kind of get two of these really strong power pick champions, the Udyr and the Kai'Sa, if they choose, that have been really strong over the last few patches.
Looks like we might have a little bit of lag coming through again as the Rel is going to come through for the side of the Vipers. That's, again, strong champion, but you know what? I've seen this pair up before. There was actually a game last week that I saw. It was Jin Rel. I'm like, okay, both these champions on their own are excellent, but paired together with someone like Jin who likes to hang out on the backside and get those massive pop shots off, and Rel, the more in-your-face kind of champ in terms of bot lane synergy. Yeah, you could pull off things that could be quite spicy getting the Rel in there, but that does leave the Jin exposed to getting jumped on if it is the Rel engaging. And oh boy, we talked about the Senna earlier on tonight, but we are going to get to see it here in game 2. Senna Thresh locked in as the bot lane for Tigers. They already know what the Vipers bot lane is going to be, so they can go ahead and safely pick those up, hiding their mid and top for those last picks. But let's see what the Vipers have to respond with.
Yeah, solid choices by the Tigers. They could have gone for the likes of a Kai'Sa Leona, but it looks like they want to play from range. Thresh, very good into Rel, can stop a lot of her engages, especially after she uses her W. She has the reduced movement speed. She is very slow. As you were mentioning with the Jin Rel pairing, Rel sees more success with champions like Kai'Sa, champions like Samira, and Tristana, actually champions that can actually go in melee range and have tools to get out after that. So Rel, as you said, both champions very strong, but the bot lane pairing not my favorite in the least. But the Olaf gonna be picked up on R3 for the Vipers. Olaf's still not doing too bad. He's still a decent jungler. The Gore Drinker nerfs hurt him a little bit, of course. However, the Olaf will be able to have some early priority over the Udyr if played correctly.
Yeah, and I was, you know what? You took the words right out of my mouth there. I was gonna say, you know what? With 11.4, he's not as much of a killing rage machine as he was a patch ago, but in the right hands, I mean, this can still be a very scary champion, especially the fact that he's gonna ignore that CC and run his way to those Senna in those fights. I mean, hopefully, but there will come a point in this game if the Senna gets too many stacks that journey becomes very short for the Olaf. So hopefully we see early mid game that's where Karthik is putting his energy into, is looking for that Senna, but the Malphite also taken away here. They do not want to be dealing with the big rocky boy.
Yeah, Malphite taken off the table. Malphite would definitely be I do like the Malphite ban here. Olaf and Jin both have a lot of trouble dealing with that champion when he gets some armor. Olaf not having the best of late games, and Jin being a very low DPS champion just in the way that he's designed with how he works, his reloading. So pretty standard good ban there.
Let's see what the Vipers are going to go for. Either the top lane for Rover I or the mid lane for B and G. There's a lot of safe mid picks up right now. They could just actually, no, Orianna was gone. I was just going to say that'd be a safe pick to go for, is Orianna, but that is exactly why Tigers banning out here. Might force Vipers to show something a little bit more risque on that mid pick, unless they are going to go for Rover I's pick here. A little bit of lag, but we should be getting that pick through very soon. Hopefully sooner than later, as it will be the Twisted Fate picked up for B&G. I believe the Tigers actually play this, so this is going to be taken away from Darwin Theory there. So nice to deny that, but Tigers going to answer with what looks to be that Galio, which is this is looking like a very similar matchup to me. Yes, it was actually Darwin Theory on Twisted Fate last week. This was the matchup between Tigers and Unicorns, where the Galio was on Taxon. So it's a reverse matchup This time, Benji gets to be on the other side of it. But let's see what this... I want to see what Vipers are going to do in response to the top lane that's about to come through for the Tigers right here. I think this is going to be the interesting one, is Gragas is going to get picked up here for Dallas. But what is the response for Rover Eye?
We'll have to see. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like a Kled come out here, give them a little bit more engage potential, follow up on the TF plays. A little bit of synergy there. But yeah, the Galio pretty standard into the Twisted Fate, able to follow the roams. And I don't think it's a surprise that they're going to go for the Kled. They already hovered it.
Yeah, we mentioned that Kled earlier in the draft, and with that little sucker sitting through the entire draft phase, they are going to go ahead and lock that one up for Rover Eye. He's really good on this champion. He is extremely good on this champion. So this is it's going to be interesting to watch the top side. I mean, yeah, Gragas does have some good stuff to get out of there to really slow the Kled down. But I mean, yeah, we've seen Rover Eye's Kled before. It's a little cracked, but a couple of good team comps, honestly, coming out of both sides here. Don't really have to think too hard about where these champions are going. There's not really too many situations where we could be looking at flex. Galio is 99% going to that mid lane. But yeah, no, honestly, I think two good comps here, but Vape is looking at them. Who do you think's kind of got the edge here? What are the win cons we're looking for?
The win cons for the Tigers is there's definitely a lot of pressure on Senna to get ahead in the lane phase. They do lack a little bit of damage. I really hope Gragas goes for the AP variant and not the tank. Galio, not being the highest damage mid laner, has great setup, has great roaming. However, he's not going to be the one that's going to 1v9 and kill your entire backline. He's just not that kind of champion. So hopefully we see an AP Gragas to give them a little bit more damage. Viper's pretty standard engage, roam, pick composition. The Tigers should have an edge when it comes to the team fights, although the Vipers have more single target damage, where the Tigers have more AoE. The Rel doesn't really work too well with their comp. Rel is very, very good at team fighting, and the Vipers' team comp is not so great at team fighting. So I would have preferred to see something like a Leona here to give themselves better pick potential, instead of a team fight champion like the Rel. Vipers definitely having a comp that's harder to execute. The Tigers will kind of just be able to run at you and kill you, unless they fall very, very behind.
You know what? You do have to give these players credit where credit is due. It's Juanito Sol on the Jhin and Rover Eye on the Kled. These guys are known to be playing these champions and are pretty damn good at them. But you look at the Tigers comp there with the Galio, with the Gragas, with the Udyr, with the Thresh. This is a protect the ADC comp if I've ever seen one. And knowing that if you get Senna to those 80/100 stacks, get her past that 30-minute mark, there comes a point where all you have to do is put that wall up around her and kind of walk her into whatever fight you're fighting there. I mean, you know, Vipers do have some good options to try and get at that Senna, but as soon as, say, you know, the Rel or the Olaf look to go in, or even Rover Eye looks to engage on that Jhin is going to be wide open in the back side, which could allow, you know, this Udyr to come flying around from the back. We saw how fast Udyrs can get going, and really just leaves her back lane exposed. So, you know, if they are committing the Olaf and the Kled to the front line, they need to make sure that Sheep is staying beside Juanito Sol, because like a Leona, I think this is where the parallels kind of come in. Both those champions can be both the engage and the kite. Really just depends when you're blowing those abilities and where you're positioning yourselves in these fights. So hopefully that the Vipers pick up on that, and we see these two bot laners kind of glued to each other, because if left alone, that Jhin is super susceptible to getting jumped on.
Yeah, the Jhin does not have a lot of peel in this scenario. He will kind of be left alone in the back line. It is a comfort pick for Juanito Sol. However, if they wanted to draft a comp like this, something like a Kaisa, which was open, or even an Ezreal with a Leona maybe, would have kind of just fit the team comp better. That way, the ADC would have some self-peel, not just kind of be left alone. Well, good luck, buddy. We're going in. You can try and come with this, but you might get one shot. But yeah, once the Senna starts scaling up, Senna's seen a big resurgence lately with her Kraken Rageblade rapid fire build. The on-hit damage, the extra on-hit damage that you get from crit with rapid fire works very well with her passive, because she just ends up getting just a ton of free stats. Riot has taken notice, and they are actually going to be changing this interaction on the next patch. As it is pretty
Insane,
ridiculous.
broken, cracked, you name it, all of the above. It's insane.
It's pretty crazy what this champion can do once she starts to get those items there.
You know what? Pro Play is going to be fun to watch when they move on to 1.11.4 if they haven't already. So that'll be kind of cracked to watch it go through here. But right now, knowing that Senna is at that level of power and can come into these games, or especially the late games, pumping out this kind of damage, it's something that the Vipers definitely know coming into this game. I mean, we're probably going to see a lot of focus down towards Caramel and Judicic, but that's the good thing about having a Thresh on the map, is that it offers so much disengage for any pick, for any engage that the Vipers decide to throw out. And of course, you know, it's not too far of a distance for Darwin Theory to just kind of walk down, presses R if he sees a fight breaking out. So again, Tiger's got a lot of options here. Vipers do have some good damage and some good champions under their belt. So they're going to have to be smart with the picks that they make, with the engages they make, and how they set themselves up for these team fights, because Tigers have themselves that protect the ADC comp of, I don't know if the century, but it's pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good.
Absolutely.
But any last points or comments or thoughts before we head off to break there, Vapus?
I think we summed it up. Let's head on over to break and get into the game shortly.
Yep. Before we do that, though, don't forget, guys, predictions are open. Make sure to keep on throwing down those tokens, because once we get into game, maybe this time I'll actually remember to close them, but they should hopefully be closed by the time we get on back here. But keep putting them down. Keep letting us know who you think is going to win, but we will see you after this break. Going to be an exciting game coming up here for LRS Draft Week 6. See you soon.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. The night is young and I think this could go far. The sky is dark but you're my shooting star. could see her face reflect upon the moon. It was a pretty summer night in June. And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free.
Hello, and welcome back. We are getting game 2 on the way right now. Tigers facing off against the Vipers here. And a couple of strong comps here, a couple of players with their specialties as well too. Got to keep an eye towards Rover Eye on that top side with his Kled, but let's keep an eye on this one as it looks like Vipers want to set themselves up for a little bit of a level 1 shenanigan here. We're going to see if Direct Cam can actually follow it this time. But they're sneaking in quite a bit back here. Not going to get spotted up by anyone, but oh no. Oh, Dallas. Oh, Dallas, run. Dallas, stop dancing. You gotta go. You gotta run, buddy.
Dallas is about to get a little surprise here.
I mean, I'm sure they're... Everyone's loading. Everyone's waiting up. Everyone's getting those Dallas stiff emotes ready. But they're going to go for...
Emote?
Oh, yeah. Dallas has got the emote now. He's got his own emote.
Does he deserve the emote?
I mean, the Dallas stiff is real. It is very strong. We've seen it multiple times come out of these games. Absolute deciders in massive clutch moments. So absolutely, the Dallas diff emote is secured, locked in permanently. There, it is real. But this one's off to a relatively interesting start here. We saw the loop around there from the Vipers, and Karthik going to be stealing away this blue buff from the side of the Tigers here, but saw the pings coming through. They might know he's up here. Just a hunch.
Yeah, it looked like he's gonna do an entire clear. He might just take the blue and Gromp, but good invade to start things off. They got the vision, they got the invade to the early invade to get the vision for the Olaf. They know Udyr's starting bot, so he's able to take away the blue and Gromp. We'll see if we do go into a full map split here, and it looks like they do know what's going on. So
he's almost picked up there. Dark Harvest actually going to come through for Reno Soul as well. Nice deadly flourish too. Almost lock down that Thresh for long enough, but it's not going to be quite enough. However, quite low right now. Not even 3 minutes into this game yet.
did you notice that Thresh has Time Warp Tonic?
I did not coming into this game. But
It's a very interesting choice. He just healed like 50 when he popped his potion. Interesting choice there. Usually you run that with Corrupting Pot solo laners, but
yes, we do have a little something going around this mid lane though. Ronan getting chunked down quite low. Benjamin Flowers, aka Darwin Theory, trying to help him out, but Awesome Sheep is here as well. The flash is being blown left and right. That is 3 flashes down on the side of Tigers right now. So hopefully Vipers are keeping a counter right now, because that can mean some early game action for them. Roverai going in onto Dallas. This Greg is really low on mana, but Roverai coming close to being dismounted off his Skarl, so he's got to be careful with that one up there. And everyone seemed to dissipate right now, kind of gone off to the collective lanes. Roverai is going to get knocked off of that Skarl. Dallas, no mana to engage off of this one, but he's definitely thinking about it. He's looking for a little bit here. Oh, you know he wants it. We can feel it right now. Get those Dallas diff emotes ready to go, because they are going to be hopping at some point in this game, as we do see a potential pick coming through. Benjamin Flowers going in, gets the knock up here, gets the taunt as well. Gold card does come down, but Benji's going to get real low. He's forced the flash on out. Karthik turning this one around, throws the axe, gets Roge Runin down quite low. Gold card again. Roge Runin is just barely going to be surviving on a sliver of health. One more axe will do it, but no, that will go the opposite direction of the Udyr, and the taunt coming through as well too. It will be enough to lock down this Olaf. Karthik picked off, and first blood goes on over to Benjamin Flowers.
Gurv, what country do you think that last Olaf Axe was going to? What country was he trying to reach with that one?
I honestly, I am not proficient in the geography subject, but that was a little off kilter there. I think it was more going for prediction of where he might have dodged to, but I don't know. Let's just sum it up to a incorrect prediction. But Dallas right now, that's a full health Gragas. That's a very low health Kled. The flash away, but the belly bump is there, and Skarl does not come back in time. And oh, wait a minute, Ronan.
Oh no.
We didn't see it. The camera didn't capture it, but you can bet I'm around in this game after we're done here on stream. Oh no! What happened to Ronan?
So Dallas picks up the quick kill top lane, killing him actually during the Skarl remount. There is a cast time, so you can actually die during the remount there. And well, Olaf can't land axes, and Udyr can't beat the Krugs. So I think the biggest opponents for these two junglers have been themselves so far in the early game. So we'll see if they're able to you know, conquer their demons.
Maybe it's just a little bit of nerves here. Let's see how this one goes. We're just about at that 6-minute mark. There is a Mountain Drake on the map, but see the Udyr is around this top side of his jungle here. We'll see. Maybe the Olaf decides to go down. He does have the ability to solo these early dragons, so I'm gonna look to probably his mid and his bot lane to start getting some prio around their lanes. Let's see if we'll zoom on down to the bot lane, see if they are slow pushing a little bit actually into this one. So it'll be interesting to see. There's Rose Runen going for another Scuttles, but pretty standard start here to this game, as we do see this Mountain Drake is going to get started up. Potential dive here onto Benji. This Predator was popped. That's a lockdown. That's a taunt. That's a knockup. And in comes the Bear Slap as well, too. Another kill picked up there. Benjamin Flowers, a.k.a. Darwin Theory. As without that TF now, that's a little less pressure here around this dragon. And that's going to force Vipers to actually back off of that one.
Yeah, some interesting positioning by BNG there. It looks like his team had started the dragon. He could have just looked to clear the wave, back off, maybe look for an ulti to find a pick, but he gets caught out, so his team can no longer finish the Drake there. And Juanito's still going to get caught.
Some damage coming down onto the bot side. Juanito almost pulled in to possibly beyond rescue there underneath that tower, but nonetheless, some good damage coming down from both sides here. Nice poke from Caramel as well, too, as both these bot sides are duking it out right now, and rightfully so. They've both got some decent damage on, in both their kits.
Absolutely, and BNG did use the Twisted Fate ultimate. It didn't look like he was able to find anything, so that's a large cooldown for the Vipers in the early game. But fight going out on the top lane.
No, the cask from the Kled. Oh no, the cask onto the Kled. My apologies. To knock him back into turret range. That is so unfortunate to see, but I mean, as soon as Rover Eye pulled the trigger and went in on the Gragas there, he's like, okay, I'm just gonna cask at this point. And right now, Tigers are setting up another play in the mid lane as Darwin Theory and Rouge Ronin jumping on Benji once again. This has been so rough here for the Vipers here in this early game, with the exception of the bot lane. Has been pretty back and forth evenly on both sides, but as I say that, the double flash play on to both members of the Vipers. They're not done yet. The Senna lockdown too. That's going to be, you know what, no exchange of sums except for that flash actually from the Thresh, and they're able to just walk out of that, but could have been a very close call if they were pushed up any further.
Yeah, and the Vipers are really falling apart here. Tigers winning on all sides of the maps, have leads in every single lane. And, you know, I questioned it before the game, but now I understand why we have the Dallas to promote. I understand now.
Now you know. Now you know. We'll see it. We'll see it in a multitude of ways. But it is the Dragon picked up here by the Tigers. They're going to have a Mountain under the belt. Ocean is up next, which means they're seeing either that Ocean or Infernal coming. No, sorry. Cloud or Infernal. I would hope to be Infernal, because more damage in a game like this. Just nice spiciness. Nice hook in the bot. Like you said, Box comes down. G-Disic with the play back and gives the kill on over to Caramel. Nicely done by that Thresh. Keeps his ADC safe. And on top of that, hands on over 300 gold. So really well played. And with Rouge Ronin down here as well too. Might look to pick up some turret plates, but Dallas
nope. And gets on out of there.
Oh my god, I can't watch. Oh no, that is again, Rorai pulls the trigger. He's like, yeah, we're going in. We're ready to start this up. And Dallas just, like I said, nope. But Shelly actually being spawned on the top side of the map here. Dark is going to be a few turret plates, a little bit of gold going on over the side of the Vipers. But again, the cast comes through. The heroic entrance actually going to be popped as Benjamin Flowers is up here ready to join this fight. In comes the taunt, going to land on both members, but the Ragnarok pops, so the Olaf cannot be slowed. However, Dallas on a killing spree. Benji up here with the Destiny to turn things around, gets a shutdown onto Darwin Theory, and it's just Dallas left. Take it back. If you actually looked at your mini-maps, unlike me, you'd see G Disick and Rouge Ronin have made their way up here. So Vipers pull on off away, but Benji, really nice play to pick up one for himself there.
Absolutely. Dallas cannot be stopped in this game here, but good pickup by the side of the Vipers to get one back. Good, definitely a good trade. Get the shutdown while you're behind. Juanito Soldier's going to pick up some plates in the bot side, get himself a little bit of gold. But yeah, it's maybe we might have 2 stomps today on stream, Durf.
It might honestly be the blue side diff tonight, but I don't know about you personally if you've noticed a difference playing blue versus red side, but for me, there's just a lot of good vantage points you can find on blue side. I mean, this is you see the vision coming through as well too. The amount of invades that Rouge Ronin is coming through on, and immediately looking for this mid lane again, but the flash out of Benji will keep him safe as, I don't know, Tiger's just doing a really good job of setting themselves up, turning these fights around, just disengaging from anything that the Vipers have thrown their way.
Absolutely. And you mentioned blue side versus red side. Red side has been, I guess, what a lot of teams will choose if given the option, just because counter picks have become so valuable in the meta since, I guess, mid-season 10. But unfortunately, with kind of these smaller champion pools that I guess Top and ADC have, it's Kled into Gragas isn't a good pick.
Seeing a little bit of trade back and forth right now between the two. That Skarl is going to be getting out of here as Roverai is dismounted once again. Let's see if he's going to go back into this one. Those conquer stacks are stacking up. But Dallas in with the belly bump once again. Some good damage coming out with the flash from Roverai. Let's see this damage through. The conquer stacks are up and he's remounted too. So Dallas is going to have to back on off. You do see some numbers down towards his bot side. Potential engage coming through here. But Olaf is just going to back on off and go for a jungle.
Yeah, and the trade going Roverai's favor in terms of HP, but he does lose his flash. So maybe not the best trade in hindsight.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you are red side, I'll save it.
That was a nice hook. That was a nice hook, but we got fights breaking out on both sides of the map right now. Dallas going back at it again with Roverai. We'll get him dismounted. The cast comes down. How much damage do you have, Dallas? You're going to have to bump him once more. A little bit more will do, but look at the minions taking him down to just a sliver of health. He's just sitting at just a blip, and that will be enough. But again, Benji here with the Destiny, with the response. That's going to be the Senna ulti, actually, to keep Dallas alive for a little while longer. But TF is on the hunt right now. Dallas trying to escape out of this. Benji's actually going to have to be a little careful. This Gragas does a lot of damage. Heroic entrance as well, too, for the extra shield. And that is the kill for Darwin Theory. Wow. Tigers, by their time, they play it out super patiently. That was just really, really nicely done.
Yeah, good play from the Tigers yet again. This Gragas even more snowballed now. And as I was mentioning, red side, you should be able to get at least 2 winning lanes based on just, you know, the draft order. But unfortunately, when you have some of these players with these smaller champion pools, you end up saving your quote-unquote counter pick for Kled into Gragas, which
Speaking of Kled, and he comes on Root Ronin, the deadly push will not land, but the TP is going to be answered through as in comes these members of the Tigers, and immediately Awesome Sheep is going to get ripped apart there, trying to go into that back lane, but the Dragon is about at half health now. Juanito Soul with the curtain call, but here come the rest of the Tigers jumping onto this back lane. Triple kill for Benjamin Flowers, and that last one's going to be handed on over to Caramel, along with the Dragon for the Tigers, 4 for O, plus an Ocean Drake, and it will be a Cloud Soul this game.
Yeah, this game is once again looking pretty doomed for the team on the red side. Just the plays working, the early aggression from the Tigers. They are finding success with a lot of these picks, and they will continue to snowball given their comp scales very, very well into the late game.
And this is the dangers about engaging on this comp that the Tigers have put together. Yes, the Rel has lots of great engage options, and usually is that option for teams to you know, pull that trigger and go on in. Roche Runin, actually, we're going to hold that thought. He's going to have to make his way out. Takes the Lantern Express. There we go. But we saw
He's
in that
too
fight. He is way too fast.
You can't stop him.
No. Can't stop, won't stop. Udir's zipping around this map on another cloud map as well, too. So you can see his movement speed there. It's like 570 as he's just running through the little cloud patch there. Ridiculous.
And he doesn't even have his chem tank yet, so
Oh, scary. Roper
yeah,
Eye, at least getting some.
I think he's scary now. Getting some tower damage.
Yep. He's,
I guess better than not hitting the tower.
True. At least they will pick up a tower for themselves, so a little shared goal between the side of the Vipers.
Oh.
But that's a reasonable amount of damage coming out of that Gregus there against Benji. Okay.
Yeah, it's really hard for Vipers to get back in the game at this point. There's huge leads in every lane, including jungle, so they're going to need a miracle, Gurf. They're going to need some kind of miracle pick or 5-man Rel ulti. But props to Juanito Soul for not dying like the rest of his team.
Yeah, you know what? He's been playing
on that one.
Playing safe, playing his back line. And right now, you know, that's what the Vipers got to do. They got to be on the disengage kind of mindset. As you see,
oh,
you know, in Rovari is using his ult to get out. And that almost a close call there in that mid lane as Awesome Sheep is able to make it out. Jumps away as Rel will remount right now. But you see actually both the outer turrets there taken out by the Vipers. So they are currently in the turret lead. However, that mid tower of theirs is looking very, very low. And cracking that one open is definitely going to be a huge, huge advantage here if the Tigers are able to get that very shortly. Awesome Sheep potentially actually going to get caught out right here. He jumps away to safety to stay away from Rouge Ronin. And the focus is on the Scuttles, even though no Dragon for another 2 minute. But again, it's all about control right now, getting that vision, getting that information where everybody is. G-Disic looking for the death sentence there, but luckily Juanito Soul going to be able to sidestep that.
Yeah, close call in the mid lane. Looks like the Tigers are just maintaining the pressure advantage, but Dallas looks like he might actually be caught out here.
Dallas might be super dead. The deadly curtain, the curtain call is out. The cask, oh my god, he is able to avoid it for now, but I don't think he has anywhere to go. There are 3 members of the Vipers on their way to him right now. They're probably just going to give this one on over to Juanito. The shutdown for that Jhin is going to be massive. Massive for the Vipers, so good job by them. Little out of place by Dallas, but it is what it is. Maybe that overconfidence for all that gold that they have right now.
Yeah, a little bit too carried away there. Shutdown does go to the Jhin. Shouldn't affect the game state too much at all. But good attempt to try to claw their way back in this one.
Though I will caution the Tigers on this in letting a Jhin get those shutdowns. I was recently in a game where Jhin got 2 major shutdowns and then came back to get a pentakill. So was I possibly involved in giving that over? Absolutely, but it's scary what a Jhin can do with shutdowns and with some major items, because those crits are going to be slamming into these tanks quite a bit. So Tigers do need to be aware of that potential for the Jhin to still be a threat in this game.
Absolutely. The silver lining is, though, they do kill the Jin, then everyone else just kind of falls afterwards. So we'll see a lot of pressure on Juanito Solo if he wants to carry his team to victory here on this one.
Yeah, and I think, you know, you mentioned it too, that more peel style playing that you need to see on a Jin, and dragging your enemies back in order to engage these fights. So Vipers need to be very careful with what engage they pick, where they send this rel, because you see anybody who steps into that big grouping of the Tigers just gets shredded immediately. Herald actually going to be popped up there in the mid lane to go crack that last outer tier turret away, but he's looking for a pick here. The turret call is actually going to be used as well too, as some damage coming down onto this side of the Tigers, but not too much yet. One who still doesn't have those major items quite yet. And numbers rotating around. Shelly in. The Vipers are going to have to respond as, oh boy, Rouge Ronin on the backside of this deadly flourish, not going to land. Kled ult is going to be used, and in go the Vipers. That's going to be Destiny on the backside. We see the gold card coming down onto the center, and the shutdown there for Benji. Vipers starting these fights around Karthik in on this as well too, throwing the axe of G-Dysik. They're going to find this Thresh. Heroic entrance comes on down. It's not going to be enough to save his support, and out goes the Galio. But maybe turning these fights around. Cask as well from Dallas. Rover Eye is getting quite low. He's going to be taking out the heals as well. They're not going to be enough. Benji and Karthik are the only ones left. It's a triple kill for Dallas. Another one picked up there by Darwin Theory. The bear slap as well too onto Karthik, as the rest of the Tigers coming on in to try and finish one up. Taunt from Benjamin Flowers is going to be there, but the axe, they're looking for Dallas. They're looking for one more. Oh, just not going to be able to find it. Dallas, guys. Chill.
Oh.
So, absolutely zero chill from the Tigers. But, oh my god.
Yeah, so Awesome Chief gets a basically picture-perfect engage off in the team fight. Oh, and the fighting is not going to stop, apparently.
No, Rover Eye there to box his members of the Tigers out. Tiki from Benji as well, too. And this is actually looking like the first Dragon over to the side of the Vipers. Yes, Tigers, you are up 4K gold, but that lead is going to start shrinking if you keep giving away free objectives and free kills. So I think they just need to get their head back in the game and stop mucking around at this point.
Indeed, Senna getting caught out at the beginning of the fight gave the Vipers some hope there. They were able to pick up one of the kills, and then the Tigers just kind of overstay, maybe look getting a little overconfident there, and give TF a couple shutdowns on a silver platter.
Yeah.
But they are still very much in control. As long as they're able to clean up their team fights a little bit, Senna positioning a little bit better, then this shouldn't be. That team fight shouldn't have too much of an impact on the game.
Rouge Ronin looking to go in on Wino's Soul, but now the number advantage is in the favor. Wait, no, we got numbers from everybody right now. Benji coming in with the Destiny. Kurt Call is being used as well too. Benjamin Flowers taking a bunch of these shots. Caramel going to have to be careful. But G-Dysik takes all 4 of those Jin shots. In comes the Senna ult as well too. Juanito Soul so low. Rouge Ronin able to find that one as Benji trying to kite back the best he can. Vipers are taken apart scene by scene there, and Tigers are like, you know what, enough of this, we're not messing around anymore. They find 3 kills there and are going for this Baron.
Yeah, someone must have said, stop having fun, guys, let's just close this one out. But looks like a free Baron going over to this side of the Tigers.
Yep, let's watch it as this is melting away quite fast. They are going to send one member down to the bot side to deal with Rover Eye, and that split push going on, but this Baron is just going to be scooped up here by the Tigers at 23 and a half minutes. But still, this is a great setup for them. They are sitting at 2 Dragons to 1, 3 to 3 towers, but up about 7K gold here at 24 minutes. So looking extremely good for them. They just, again, as long as they stay focused and they don't screw around anymore, I think they're definitely looking to take this one home.
Yeah, it definitely looks that way. Although Tower's fairly even, however, that stat should change very quickly as they now have the Baron. they should be able to push for more of these towers and just start to accumulate their gold lead even more.
There is another 2 minutes until this dragon comes up, but that will give the Tigers plenty of time to push with this Baron, as they will find Roverai with the hook, with the Thresh hook backwards on that one, as he will get dismounted. He's getting shredded down by this Senna, but he is going to be able to get on out. Senna currently at 48 stacks, so looking pretty good, but it's at 80-ish or so stacks that she really just starts becoming an unkillable machine. So got to keep an eye on those numbers, and remember to actually check the Cinder stacks every now and then.
And yeah, good attempt to try to pick off the Kled there. I like the idea from Rouge Ronin to hit the Blast Stone to deny the escape, but I think he may have gave me out there. By breaking it.
Again, in goes the Kled, but on the backside we have Benji coming in with that Destiny, but he is going to get picked off. Really, no, he's going to do the picking off. He gets the double kill. Lost him in that mess of bodies right there, but 2 members of the Tigers picked off in that fight. Again, Benji has been really good with these Twisted Fate ults. He's constantly finding the back line, and for the most part there, you see him go in, takes the gold card, picks the Senna. So really good stuff out of him. That's why we also see the Banshees veil onto him as well. So he's able to go in. We saw the attempt by Darwin Theory to stop that taunt, stop him with the taunt, but this mid laner of the Vipers is doing a lot of great work ensuring that they're setting up these fights to win.
She's certainly trying. I don't necessarily like Senna opting for the Grievous Wounds Executioner pickup. They don't really have a ton of healing on the enemy team aside from the Olaf. I think that gold could have been better spent into a QSS, as those gold cards are going to be mostly pointed at Senna. So, and based on the fact she didn't run Cleanse. So, but yeah, he has fallen victim to a couple of these gold cards in these last couple team fights. So maybe he picks it up soon, but we'll have to see on this one. Also, not having completed boots doesn't help either.
No, it does not. We do see this dragon coming onto the map right now, and both teams have sent numbers around here. The Kled ult will be up shortly, but the Destiny curtain call, everything is up and available as in goes Awesome Sheep once again, looking to make that engage for his team. TP onto the backside of this one as Benjamin Flowers deep in the back line of the Vipers. He's looking for those members as just blows are being traded back and forth, back and forth. Awesome Sheep will get shredded apart there by Caramel. Beautiful hook by G Dysic onto Benji, but he is going to make it out of there. The cast just enough to blow him away, but in goes Dallas once again. Heroic entrance being used as Dallas is taken out. This is an absolute bloodbath as you see Juanito's soul on the back end of this entire fight, pumping out so much damage as the Jhin, but unfortunately, Caramel is the last man standing. He's able to pick off Roverai, and it's an absolute massacre in front of this Dragon Pit.
Gurf, what is going on, my man?
Fiesta, forever.
I'm not sure what's happening.
Honestly, looking at that fight, you know, you had Awesome Sheep with the initial engage there. He did a really good job to lock down these members of the Tigers, but the response immediately was Benjamin Flowers doing the exact same to the Vipers. He jumps in their back line, he gets a big taunt off, and then it's just blow for blow for blow for blow, while Caramel and Juanito Soul are essentially pumping out the majority of the damage. Dallas tried to get in the back line as well too, but you saw these ADCs are really ramping up, and it's really the one who stays along longer that wins these fights for their team.
Indeed. Thresh not doing a ton of peeling, mostly looking for the engages. I think that fight could have been a 4-for-4, but Juanito kind of just walked back in with very low HP and handed the kill over to the Senna.
I think that was a bit of greed. He saw someone low, he had a forced shot, and it was like, oh, I gotta do it. I gotta let this forced shot rip. So he does it, but he pays for it with his life because that Senna has 66. Execute order 66. She has 66 sacks right now. So that range is getting more and more. So as soon as he stepped up there, Caramel's like, okay, we'll take that trade back. Absolutely. Especially after the triple kill that Juanito Soul put down.
Yeah, and Senna finishing the Mortal Reminder, especially when there is at such a lead, is quite interesting. The Rapid Fire Cannon third is always a very crucial item for Senna, as it allows her range from her passive to be even more extended. Sometimes up to 850, 900 range.
Oh my god, it's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. I played a Senna on an ARAM the other day with the rapid fire cannon. The range is nuts. The range is absolutely insane. But yeah.
It is, but nevertheless, she will be pretty strong still.
Oh, Dallas gets out with the landing express. Awesome Sheep not going to be able to find the engage he wants, but you know what? They are respecting this engage that Sheep has been putting down. That last fight that came through, even though it was the Senna that was the last one surviving, the fact that they're going, 4-4 or 4-5 in these fights is not terrible for the Vipers. Especially the fact that they have been down the majority of this game, are still currently down, but are still showing lots of life in these fights. So they're not out of this game yet.
They are certainly trying, but Baron spawning up here. Looks like both teams contesting for a little bit of vision. TF and Galio sitting in this side lane, as well as the Kragus and the Kled. Fight breaking out in the top lane.
Oh, these two have been going at it all game. Dallas down with a lot of damage on Roverai, but Karthik coming in as well too. Deadly Flourish will not be able to land. Dallas gonna have to back on out. It was Ronin. I am messing up the names tonight, but Ragnarok's popped to get out of that death sentence. In comes the curtain call as well too. Big fight breaking out in this top lane. The box is down to slow down these members, but so is the Heroics entrance. Caramel now on a rampage. He's able to find Awesome Sheep there. Benji, next one to be picked off right there, is Roverai getting quite low as well too. Big cask out of Dallas, and Ronin is just running around like an absolute madman, and that's a lot of names to be calling out in that one, because these team fights have been, everybody has a hand in these fights. Everybody has been contributing, but in the end, it's the Tigers that come out on top once again. Unbelievable. Nuts.
Yeah, they are definitely a very convincing team fight win. Dallas throwing out the cask of life there to Karthik and Juanito's Soul, so that they can stay, so that they don't get chased down. And unfortunately, they will just have to opt for the Baron. Maybe without that cast, they could have ended the game.
With the Baron, I mean, they're going to be looking pretty good with that Baron, but, potentially at least cracking an inhibitor if they were to stay on that one. They did have numbers coming back up soon, so, that's what we usually see, is just you take the safer play if you're unsure of what your options are. But I agree. They possibly could have looked for a good chunk out of the Vipers base there.
Absolutely. It looks like both teams looking to set up around this. Well, maybe not the red side, but looking to set up and take away this dragon here. And that's going to give them the Cloud Soul. 2 Cloud Souls in a row, Gurf.
Yeah. This is
it's boring stuff, eh?
It's the need
boring
for
stuff.
speed, Vapus. You got to go fast, and what better way to go fast? I mean, it's mostly your ultis going faster, but still, that's really good for really anyone who gets it, especially Galio, Senna, who have extremely long cooldowns on their ults. That is such a clutch thing for them, especially the fact that their ults can turn these fights around. You got the semi-global ult from the Galio, and, well, the global ult from Senna. That's huge turnaround potential in the fights.
Why does she have an Edge of Night?
Damn. Oh.
Just buy a rapid fire and a QSS.
That's, yeah.
I don't know. It's just you just look at that build and it's just like something isn't. It just doesn't look right. It just doesn't look right. But
something's kind of.
It doesn't matter this game. But
yeah, the Senna is extremely strong this game. Not to take away, Juanito's Soul is definitely the majority of the damage coming out here from the Vipers, but this Senna only gets stronger and stronger as the game goes. Rouge Ronin. I just gotta call him by Ronin from this point on, because it's an absolute tongue twister there every time I've called his name out tonight. But he's been an absolute nuisance to the side of the Vipers running around. You can see him 757 movement speed. I just counted there as he's going away to kind of part the attention of the Vipers right now. They have to make a decision on which one of these towers they are going to commit to. Nice little hook there from G-Disic as Roverai is going to have to dash on out to safety. Karthik going to get locked down there, but makes it at least far enough that no members of Tigers can jump onto him. But this is just a beautiful Baron siege here by the Tigers. Super clean so far. Gold card comes out. Ronin looking to lock down some more members here. He gets the bear slap down on the Awesome Sheep. As in comes Benjamin Flowers with the proto belt. That's going to be the death sentence down. The double play back, and that's going to be Benji just ripped apart here. Massive Senna ult from the back line as well too. Curtain call is going to be used, but these Tigers are looking too damn strong. Vipers show up huge to this fight, huge to this game. They are not letting up on this gas pedal. It has been gas, gas, gas all night for them. Maybe it's because the Cloud Souls we've seen, but great game by the Vipers. A lot of good potential turnarounds here from the Vipers. They were almost able to find some good fights back, but my God, when you're dealing with a Senna with 97 stacks at this point, you got to call it what it is, GG.
Couple of blunders, but they do manage to close out the game there.
Oh, I might have miscalled them and called the Tigers find the win. GG. There we go. Rewind. Tigers. GG. Yeah. My apologies there, Ronan. But honestly, great stuff out of the side of the Tigers. They were looking just strong as a squad, but you take a look at these three big contributors. I mean, a lot of the kills on the set did come through later once the stacks came up, but Dallas was an absolute menace in that top lane. Benjamin Flowers was rotating around this map. I mean, to give credit to Benji as well too, so was he. Both mid laners were kind of roaming around these map, but it's heroic entrances that really make this is bad too. Make an impact. I didn't want to say it, but I had to say it. It's a terrible pun, but like, man, it's true. Gallo could be huge in team fights.
Yeah, their team fight comps seem to win them at the game. I want to give special props to Juanito Sol and Awesome Sheep. Juanito Sol managed to stay pretty stable in terms of, well, I guess stable compared to the rest of his team in terms of gold, in terms of items, and Awesome Sheep was able to actually find some 3-4-man Magnet Storms with the Rel there, but unfortunately it was not enough.
Absolutely, I would love to seen. You know what, and not to say these two champions were played well. Like you said, Awesome Sheep found some really good engages, like engages that essentially almost, I wouldn't say almost, but turn these fights into the favor.
There
of
were
Vipers
a couple, there were a couple of close team fights.
It was like, wait a minute, Vipers are gonna come back here. Oh damn, they're winning these fights. Oh my God, but you know, in the end, it's that Tiger squad who are just so strong, and you knew it's honestly. It's a ticking timer when you have that Senna, knowing that once she gets to that 80 stacks, it becomes very scary. You did bring up some good points with the build decision from Caramel this game. Yeah, you know, you can never go wrong with Grievous Runes. It's never terrible to have. I don't know about building into the full Mortal Reminder, though, because that, again, like you said, that gold could have gone into a Rapid Fire Cannon, which just boosts Senna even that much more, especially, you know, when you have that Glacial Augment on her. You have 2 phase rushes on your team as well, too, from Rose Runin and Dallas, and a Predator from Benjamin Flowers, aka Darwin Theory. So knowing that, having that long range, you poke someone once with a Glacial Augment, and the rest of your team is there, that would have been
another layer of pick potential.
Yeah, it's a whole that's, yeah, beautifully said. A whole other layer of pick potential there. But yeah,
looks like we have a couple ADCs looking to experiment with their builds on stream today.
I would say, do you usually go the Gale Force on the Jhin? I mean, it does, you know.
Yeah, Gale Force on Jhin is standard. I was referencing to game 1 with the interesting Callista build.
Yes, honestly, when I look back at that game 1 build, it honestly reminded me of a couple seasons ago where you just go pure attack speed on Callista. But
yeah, I remember that.
It was especially that Ruinins that kind of stuck out to me there, paired with the Kraken Slayer. But that's that Gale Force. I mean, right now it's just great because again, it adds another extra whole. I don't want to reuse it, but
Jhin has a dash now.
He's got a dash. He's got a dash, and he's got a flash.
Dash.
So
yeah.
on an ADC, the fact that is an item available for ADCs. Knowing that he was going to be paired up with the Rel, that did kind of help mitigate what that synergy was kind of lacking, was one long range poke kite kind of champion and one high engage champion where, okay, if Rel needs a kite and Jhin needs to get out, you have that option. But
yeah,
we saw it work a couple times. Unfortunately, it was the Tigers that came through with the bigger damage here. But honestly, to both teams, really well played. Looks like the Tigers almost lost their heads there for a second, but they refocused, they reevaluated what was going on, and they come through and find the win here.
Indeed, they do.
But what an excellent set of games tonight. We are gonna pop that player of the game poll open for you right now, guys. But Vapus, any last remarks, comments before I send you off into the wild unknown?
No, thanks for having me on the cast. Always a pleasure, and take it easy.
Of course. Take care, brother. And for those of you watching at home, make sure to get your votes in for player of the game. We'll be back here in 5 minutes to show you your last player of the game and end up with a couple announcements. But just one last peek at the damage charts so you can see what kind of damage is coming out of these guys. But anyways, GG's to all our teams tonight. We'll see you back here in 5 minutes. Take care.
Times like these are here to show. You can do things for me and more. I got your back, just take things slow. Got your back, just sing things song. Yeah. Wanna take my hand and get close. Understand I know how things flow. Please just say my word and thinking no. We say.
Alrighty. Let me pull my mic over here so you guys can actually hear me. Welcome back to our final little analyst desk here as we got our player of the game, Dallas on the Gregus, going 9-3-12. Congratulations to our boy Dallas. Let's get those Dallas Diff emotes spammed in the chat. I want to see some Dallas Diff emotes there in the chat. But honestly, everybody on the Tigers looking hella good. It was a close couple of fights there we saw come mid-game, but it is the Tigers that pull through and claim their victory over the Vipers. But honestly, great games tonight from all our teams. GG's to everybody. But I'm excited to see where our teams are after tonight's standings. Make sure to keep an eye on our Instagram and in our Discord announcements channel for when standings get posted. Those should be out soon. And our VOD will be on YouTube tomorrow, 24 hours. Well, no, 6 p.m. EST is when they come out. So keep an eye out for those. Make sure to check out our Instagram. Follow it if you haven't already. Those commands should be floating around there as well too, but you should see it in the channel description as well. I wonder if this still works. Let me test. Let me actually learn how to spell, and then we can do that. No, it does not work, unfortunately. But we got links. We got links in our channel page down below. They should be there as well. Everything's linked there. But guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you for joining on the stream and hanging around with us for all that Legends Esports action. Don't forget, tomorrow night is our LAS Pre-Made League. That's going to be starting 8 p.m. EST. Make sure to tune in for that. And anything other than that, I can't think of. I will see those of you members who do play over in a block-formed world, probably later tonight. But that's going to be it from me, Gurf, tonight. Have a wonderful evening, guys. GG's to everybody, and take care. Mwah.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free. The night is young and I think this could go far. The sky is dark but you're my shooting star. Could see your face reflect upon the moon. It was a pretty summer night in June. And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies.